Earnings of Godrej Properties. Pirosha Godrej, who's Executive Chairman, Godrej Properties, joins in for a better understanding there. And for us to look at the numbers closely. Remember, Godrej Properties in the session today is holding out as we speak. So let's go across and hear that conversation.
I think, we think that the main reason that the bookings number was a little bit disappointing was that some of the launches we hoped to do during the quarter actually spilled out of the quarter as regulatory approvals got a little bit delayed. So I think we'll see, strong growth in bookings during the rest of the financial year. But I do think it was a bit disappointing that we were below the 1,000 crore booking value mark that we were able to deliver in each of the quarters last financial year.
All right. So there was a new accounting standard that was implemented, and you said that real estate has been affected by this significantly. What does this mean for Godrej? And what kind of volatility do you see in the number representation going forward? And are there any specific projects which you would say has been hit harder by this than others?
It has no operating impact, but I think in terms of an accounting revenue recognition, there is a big change as a result of the new accounting standard, Ind AS 115. And what the accounting standard calls for essentially is for projects to only recognize revenue once they are fully completed, as opposed to the earlier standard where we would recognize revenue based on percentage completion. So what this does is really it pushes out the timing of revenue recognition for many of our projects, which will create a bit of a lag effect in terms of actual operations and then reported earnings. What it will also do is create a lot of volatility, as you pointed out, because in quarters where major projects complete, you'll see very large spikes in revenues recognized and therefore profits recognized, and you'll see the opposite of that in certain quarters where there aren't project completions or there aren't major project completions. So I think this will lead to increased lumpiness in earnings, increased volatility in earnings. But fundamentally, from a actual operating cash flow perspective, this standard has no real impact. So I think in the underlying operation strategy of the company, cash flows generated by projects, actual net present value of those cash flows are not impacted in any way by this accounting standard. So it doesn't change anything from an operating strategy perspective, but it does require, I think, investors to better understand the standard, understand the volatility that will likely react to it. And I would encourage investors to study metrics like booking value and operating cash flow as being perhaps more representative of actual operating performance as compared to reported earnings now.
So you said that there were some projects which unfortunately slipped out of this quarter, and we will be seeing it over the rest of the financial year. What kind of pipeline can we expect from Godrej Properties in the upcoming year, and what markets are we focusing on? With this, if you can give us a projection of what kind of growth we are looking at, that would be great as well.
Yeah, I think in terms of the markets, we remain focused on the top 4 real estate markets in the country, which are Mumbai, NCR, Bangalore and Pune. Cumulatively, those markets account for about 2/3 of the value of real estate sold in the country. So our goal is to be amongst the leaders in each of those markets. Last financial year, for the first time by any real estate developer in the country, we were actually amongst the top 3 in each of those 4 cities by booking value. And